I'd
Yep.
love to just understand a bit more about what brought you to crypto. I know you've been a skeptic for a while. What ultimately about crypto made you decide that there was something really valuable here?
Well, I've always been a techno geek, right? I've always been into technology for ever and ever and ever. So anything that new that came up, it was always incumbent upon me, just for work, investing in my companies, to get a better understanding of it. And so when crypto finally came around, when in the early days of crypto, I paid attention to Bitcoin. I got my first Coinbase account and did my first, oh my God, the little test and quizzes you had
Love it.
have to get the free crypto. I did those in like 2012. And like an idiot, Brian reached out to me early and I didn't invest, because I didn't quite grasp it back then fully. But, I always tried to keep up, always understood blockchain and what was going on there. And then really the trigger moments were probably 2018, maybe 19, I forget exactly, when Ethereum and smart contracts hit, whenever that date was.
Yeah.
Because that really is what changed the game in my mind from a technology perspective. Because the ability to have external sources that created triggers that then enabled various transactions to occur all independently without any human intervention, to me, that's a big deal. And I think that creates a lot of unique application opportunities, not all of which have been realized, but many of which we started to see.
What do you think the next big unlock's going to be, or the one that has you most excited?
Well, I don't know what that is yet. It's got to be an application that grandma wants to use. If you go back to the early days of the iPhone and the early days of the App Store, the iPhone hit in 2007, I think, and we didn't see Instagram until 2011 or 12 and Snapchat in 2011. And, there was uncertainty about Facebook only being a web-based application. Could they go mobile? Crypto has not had that application that makes it ubiquitous. And that's truly what's missing today. There's, future applications that I think have promise, like ticketing, using NFTs to have textbooks of all types because, if we can get everything set up, they'll pay royalties all the way downstream. Right. So there's a lot of really good applications available, but we just haven't had that ubiquitous application where, just like we spent that time showing grandma how to post pictures on Facebook and then Instagram, now we need the same thing for crypto.
Back in 21, the Mavs started accepting crypto as a form of payment.
Oh, no, before that. It was
long really?
Before that. Oh, yeah.
So what's been your experience with it?
Yeah, it was like 2018, 2019 when we first set it up and started accepting Bitcoin. When Dogecoin was really hot, we were selling thousands of dollars a month worth of Doge tickets and merchandise in Dogecoin. So that was always a lot of fun. Hey, however people want to pay for it, I don't care,
You mentioned comfort and just experience with the financial system. I'm curious, Mark, what parts of the financial system do you think really are most ripe for disruption by crypto and have the most opportunity to be improved by blockchain technology more generally?
Everything is driven by technology, and that actually plays to the hands of crypto. Kids are comfortable with apps, downloading Coinbase, downloading Robinhood, downloading whatever it may be. That's second nature to them right now. And I think that's played a big part in why Gen Z and millennials are far more comfortable dealing with crypto in many cases than they are getting into the banking system. Banks have apps, but they're just the rules and regulations that banks have to follow just to be able to convey basic information and do transactions just makes it very difficult and costly for people who that $10 in transaction fees over a day, a month, a week, or whatever it may be, it is impactful.
You've seen so much of the history of the technology industry. You've seen booms and busts. I'm just curious, with that kind of historical perspective in mind, do you see similarities between the previous tech waves and what we're seeing now?
Yeah, all of them, right? Look, I'm old, I'm 25, and so I've seen it all. And so that's the nature of new technologies. And you see that in crypto. And it just comes down to, as the applications become more ubiquitous, there's just a greater realm of trust. What makes crypto different, and I think it's emblematic of changes in how marketing and advertising take place, whether it's politics or products, and I say this a lot on Shark Tank, is community. What
Yes.
drives crypto is community, community, community. When you can spend, $10, $15 to buy Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is, and then you're going online or on social media and you're going to the moon, and you got your little puppy and you got your rocket and you got your moon, that dream of riches is what makes it different, but it also makes the communities all that much stronger because everybody has the same dream. And I think that's what the SEC is missing. That's what people who don't understand crypto are missing. Well, we can talk about the applications and the utility and the access that crypto can provide, the database and the security elements of blockchain and proof of stake versus proof of work and all that stuff. At its base, it's about community. The bigger problem is, right, that it's impossible to make those applications work because of the SEC. And that's what I've been trying to tell the White House, among other things, senators that I'm talking to, governors that I'm talking to, representatives that I'm talking to. If nobody can do this, and Gensler's suing everybody, the problem isn't all the entrepreneurs trying to run their businesses because they've tried, including me. The problem is the registration process. They don't have this problem in Singapore. They don't have this problem in Japan. They don't have this problem, in other places. This is uniquely an American Gary Gensler problem. If he has a political career in mind, he's done. And he literally could cost Joe Biden the election because there are a whole lot of Gen Z, Gen X, millennials that own a whole lot of crypto. And by not making it easy to register, it makes it easier for all the scam coins to exist.
Yeah, look, what you're describing is enabling participation. At the end of the day, giving everyone an opportunity to be a part of the future. And I think that's the part of the narrative that often gets lost in all of this, is that we're talking about just providing more access and more opportunity to people. That's what this country has always been about, at least as